Hi, I'm Kelly from Kelly Jewellery. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute little pendant. I've put a list in the description below of everything you need to make this. It's made using a drilled cabochon, so it's drilled from top to bottom, like a large bead. You can use any shape stone you like, any size. Just remember to adjust your wire length if it's much bigger or smaller than mine. So I've put a list in the description below of everything you'll need. We only use one piece of base wire this time, along with all my usual links. We've got Facebook, Instagram and Etsy, where I sell all my written tutorials. If anybody's interested in those. Whew, I'm out of breath. To make this pendant, you'll need 0.8mm wire, which is 20 gauge, and I've cut one length at 10 inches, that's 25 centimetres. You'll need 0.315mm weaving wire, and you can go a step up or down on any of these recommended gauges. So that's 28 gauge. You need about 100 centimetres. I've wound mine onto one of these little bobbins. This is a Bobeeze bobbin by Beadsmith. If you don't have a bobbin, don't worry, you can just cut lengths as you go. So for this pendant, you'll need a drilled stone. So you can have any shape you like, a drilled stone or a large bead. So this is heart shape stone, and it's drilled from top to bottom. So a large bead or a drilled stone, any size, any shape. If yours is much bigger or smaller than mine, you'll need to add or take a few inches onto your wire, and you'll need to add a few extra repeats on the wraps or weaves. Tools, we've got pliers, round nose pliers, cutters and bail pliers. So find which side you want as the front of your stone and pop it onto your wire. Position it centrally on the wire, and then we're going to start at the bottom. I'm going to bend it a little bit the one way, and then I'm going to use my round nose pliers to just make a small loop in that wire. So I've gripped it, so my bead's going to move on over it. And we're just going to bend the wire around the round nose pliers, just to make a nice tidy loop there. I'm going to slide the bead back up. So I'm just going to make sure it is bent the one way a little bit. So then I'm going to take the wire around that loop, all the way around and back over the front. I'm going to grip it because it's a bit hard to hold. So I've done a little loop, and I've taken the wire around the base of that loop. So next, holding it nice and flat, because it does keep wanting to move around, we're going to pull this wire over the front of the stone. So we want to try and keep that loop nice and flat really. I'm making a nice arc shape in the wire. So the wire comes up the front of the stone, and we've got that nice scoop in the wire. And when it reaches the top there, hold the front so it doesn't move, and take the wire over the top of the stone, and then go around your top wire. So the one wire goes one way, and the one wire goes. So looking at the front now, you want to take your top wire out to the side, and then the wire that's just come around goes the other way. So our wires now form a V out of the top of the stone. I'm just going to press that down a little bit so it's a bit lower on the wire. And you need the loop to be flat, and then you need the V to be nice and wide, and that's going to shape your bail that we're going to do now. So take your weaving wire, I'm using power wire today, so it's really quite shiny. I can find the reel. So I'm using non-tarnished gold plated power wire. So we're going to take the weaving wire and we're going to wrap 3 times around, or either of the wires really. And then slide that down. So then our weave now is we're going to go over the opposite wire, push it right down, we're going to wrap 3 times. Then we repeat that, so we come over the opposite wire, push it right down, we go around 3 times. So we keep repeating that. Over the opposite wire, push it down, wrap 3 times. So please mention me, a Kelly Jones design, when you're sharing your finished work made from my tutorials, please. I really appreciate all of you guys for mentioning me so much on Facebook. It really does help drive the traffic to YouTube. And the more views I get and the more subscribers, the more I can keep giving you all these free videos. So please subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks to everybody who already has. You guys are awesome. So this is my weaving tutorial for beginners. It's instant download. And I've done many weaves in this one, from beginner right through to advanced weaves. There's a few bales in there too. So we've got 2, 3, 4 and 5 wire weaves that you can add to anything you want to, any project that you're working on. It's a 69-page PDF. That's an instant download and loads of pictures for you to follow along. So check out my Etsy shop to see all of my written tutorials. So I've done a few more repeats of that weave. I've done about 1 centimetre of weave. If you want a little bale, then you just shape your wires to be a little closer together. We can cut that wire from the beginning now. Always flatten down any cut ends. So what we're going to do now, we're going to shape our bale. Keep pushing your weave down as well as you go to keep it nice and tidy. So the first part, although it might seem a bit fiddly, that's the easier part. This part now, the top part of the bale is actually going to sit at the back. So what we do now is we bend the wires in. We want a diamond shape. So you take the one wire, make sure your weave's all pushed down. Then we'll take the other wire and we want like a diamond shape. You don't want that middle to come together because then it's going to crumple all your weave. So you want like that kind of shape. And now as we weave I've squashed my weave a little bit there. Now as we weave, the wire is going to keep wanting to slide down this way. So as you go, you need to hold each side. So if we hold this side as we work over here, we just need to bend those top bits out actually. Right then, so we hold one side while we work the other. Three, and then we hold, you can see it sliding, then we hold this side down while we work this side, and as you wrap it'll keep trying to slide up, so you just need to pull it down. 1, 2, 3, and just keep pulling both sides down, and then I'm going to hold this side. And if you do get little gaps as you work this top bit, like I said, this bit's going to sit at the back. So we'll try and get it nice, but it's not really important because it won't be seen that much. And then we hold this side down. So just keep holding the opposite side as you go. So I've woven up to the top, and as you can see, I've got these little tiny gaps because it is quite tricky to not get the gaps, to be honest. But as we bend that over now, you'll see how it'll be at the back. So take your bail pliers. Mine, I've got like 2 sizes on them. These are just really cheap bail pliers I found on eBay. They don't have a name on them or anything. But it's a good size. I thought it was a good size, and it's longer for doing the rings and that. I find it was a little bit more handy than the other one. So we're going to bend the weave over. And then so we're bending it straight over the bail pliers there. And then as the wires come down, I'm going to take them over to the front of the stone. So as the bail comes together, those 2 wires come forward. You can see that shape. That's where your cord goes, or your chain. And then both wires come forward. And we need to cut that weaving wire there. So look at the shape on the front. If yours goes like mine, it leans to the right, we're going to take your left wire to follow it. If it leans to the left, like this one did when I was just making the other design, then you need to take the right wire. But mine leans to the right, so I'm going to take my left wire and bring it over the front. Now, as you do this, your bail will try to twist, and it's all going to try and twist because it's just one wire going down. So bring the wire over to the right, and then have a look at your bail. Don't squeeze your bail because you're going to spoil the shape. So bring your wire over to the right and then have a look at the shape of your bail. You can always pop your bail pliers back in there to adjust if you need to stand it upright. So my wire comes over to the right, and I'm going to scoop that wire down so it reaches the bottom, but I want a gap between the 2 wires, so I think that adds a nice shape. And when it gets to the bottom, I'm going to go around the loop at the bottom there. Like that. So we've got the bottom shape. Now the top one, this wire is going to go up. Again, the bail may move a little bit. So we bring this wire up, straight across the front of the bail, and we scoop it over to the right. And then we take that wire and we put it through the bail. Now you need to hold the front there where the wire comes up so that you don't misshape the wire, and at the same time don't squeeze the bail, because if you squeeze the bail you're going to crimple all those lovely weaves. And I'm just going to gently pull that wire through without spoiling anything, hopefully. And then I'm going to bring the wire over the side of the bail, again taking care not to bend or squash the bail. And I'm going to scoop it up So again, you just want to stop the wire from moving about too much. I'm just going to scoop it up to the top there. And then where it reaches the top of the bail, I'm just going to bend it over the top of the bail. So I'm going to cut that and bend it over the edge, top edge of the bail, and then just squeeze it against the bail there. I'm going to press it down a little. So now we just need to curl that bottom wire. So I'm just going to cut a tiny bit off that, because I just want a little tiny curl. I think I'm going to suggest you start with just a little bit longer wire than I did, because we haven't really got much wire to play around with, and it is nice to have a little extra bit of wire just for handling. So I'm just going to curl this wire to a tight little curl at the bottom there. So there we have it finished. I hope you find this tutorial easy to follow, and I will see you all as always in the next video. Bye for now. Bye. So thanks for watching another one of my videos. Please subscribe and hit the notification icon if you want to be notified of new videos that I do. Please like and comment on this video and let me know what you thought. If you want to see my written tutorials, they're over on Etsy. You'll find the link below. There might even be a link on the screen. And I will see you all in the next video. This is Gracie, if you didn't know. See you in the next one.